Ladies and gentlemen, good evening for the 15th of June 2017. At least that's what my calendar says. I think it should also be right. Hopefully. Maybe it isn't. Well, actually, I might just want to wait a little bit. We've actually changed the screen. Because I don't want us to again have at the very bottom saying thanks for watching. Because we're not just going to be stopping the show immediately. Yeah, I'm beginning actually goes to learn stuff from my mistakes. At some point, the production will be running smoothly. Well, until right now it seems to be going quite well, but I'm actually quite a little bit drunk maybe still. As a tradition over at our university, we have that the teaching assistant or the instructor, whatever you want to call him, give a free beer to all of their students. And well, we had that today, and usually I never drink, so when I actually get a beer, I'm quite easily just...
You're completely drunk. Let's face it, you're completely drunk.
Yeah. I am tilted as a kite. Oh well. Yeah, I am drunk apparently. I can't even make a bad joke. Nevertheless... Well, usually I'm not the one who even brings any good content anyway, so that doesn't really make much of a change to what is usual. So, luckily we though do have Maku here to also tell us a lot about what has happened in the tournament scene. Hello.
Hi.
And we also, and also Ghoster is going to be here, as always.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
And
I'm
also
here.
hopefully talk as you always also do, which is also just a wonderful thing. So all in all, I'm still looking forward to what would hopefully be a very good evening. Let me just double check that I actually turned on the microphones. Yes, I did. Cool.
So, which version of Urban Terror are we playing today?
Hopefully none, because well, that episode wasn't as good as expected or hoped for. But I mean, it is and still an interesting thing to actually look at maybe something like 2 point... What is that? What was the latest number on the 2 point somethings?
7?
Is it 7?
Oh,
because it's also 3.7, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't play it back then. Maybe it's 2.4.
Let me just double check. I have the installation somewhere.
Maybe that's one.
2.6. 2.6.
Okay.
So 1.27, 2.6, 3.7, and now, well, 4.3.18, right? That's the newest version of... It's 18. Well. Yeah. We are with this podcast, we are bringing you the most up-to-date news. And we certainly also have our research done ahead of time. Or maybe not, we just try to sound as if we actually do. So, let's go in and look at the first topic for today. So we're going to be a little bit, this time around, we're going to go back to what has worked very well. We haven't found any cool topics to discuss, but well, usually we nevertheless maybe do a little bit of a derail and then find something really fun to talk about. And also talking about a derail, now that I just remember that, and because, I mean, it is my podcast, so I might as well just do whatever hell I wish. If I can actually figure out how to do the production here. So, I mean, just for anyone just knowing, this Kickstarter running. And maybe it's just because I like the video game Hand of Fate, but this is like a really cool board game. And if there's still a few days, so if you like board games, if you like deck building games with a little bit of dungeoneering and stuff, this might actually be for you. It looks really damn beautiful. Now, though, back to what is actually going to be
shameless sellout.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I did back it, yes, but
how much money did you get for promoting it here?
Minus 150 Australian dollars. That is what I backed with, I think.
I wouldn't say that's not very economy-like.
Yeah, I think I got the minus there wrong, right? But well, yeah. I mean, I really that is like when I played that video game, I was just thinking, well, why isn't this a board game? now they finally do it. And if you have either if you're just interested in that, or if you've actually played the video game and thought the same, you can actually get it now. So nevertheless, let's talk about what is actually something that is related to MTO. So since last time, where we had our look back in time. Well, since then there's been a few things that has happened. First and foremost, the Frag Movie Contest has actually finished. And for all of you not really wanting to bother with... yeah, finally. So for any of you who doesn't really want to bother with actually logging in or creating an account such that you can actually like see the result. So in first place, with 29 votes, because this was changed into being a public vote instead of a jury. We have Horizon with a hard-cut gritty frag video. And on second place with 16 votes, an 8-minute long video by Pistol, with a heavy focus on some really good kills done in the Nations Cup. Then on third place by Samchin with 9 votes. There was a 3-minute long jump movie. And finally, with 7 votes, a 3-minute long frag movie here by Ghoster.
Yay!
Yay! So, well, I mean, well, that was probably also what we were talking about last time when we were having the discussion about them changing it over to being a voting. Public vote rather than anything else, because it was maybe a little bit of just of a popularity contest afterwards. Maybe, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
what were like few sort of things like the jury was going to base its vote on? It was like 3 or 4 things, weren't there? Like probably editing, quality of the frags and stuff.
Yeah, I think some others were, the criteria were good editing and also frags and some other stuff.
The public vote could have been on those criteria.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I could actually have solved quite a lot of my problems.
A little bit.
But it would actually reflect, like, what is in it. Because, I mean, the disparity here with 29 votes to the 7 votes, I don't find that in any way actually to be representative of actually how much the difference in quality is, even if it is in the right ordering, which you can always, of course, discuss. But yeah, like, that's a really good idea to actually just like have several bars and like voting like 0 to 10 on these different criteria.
Yeah. Oh well, they can do that next time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can always align. But I mean, to be honest, after the podcast where we discussed them changing it over, I actually lost interest. I didn't even log in to actually vote, because I just was like, I didn't really care about the contest anymore, because it was just a public vote. And I mean, if anything, I would have voted for Ghoster, and then I was thinking, well, am I just biased, or is it because I actually think Ghoster's video is the best one?
I clearly didn't make enough accounts to vote for Ghost.
Well, in the end, I didn't even vote for myself because I didn't want to create a goddamn account there. In the end, just to look up the results, because they are also blocked behind this. You have to register. Is it a paywall then? Nah, but still, it's a blockade, which in my opinion is totally unneeded. In the end, I think I created the username AAA with passwords 1, 2, 3. So if you want to connect to it, feel free. But just to look up the results, and it's well, in the end, it's a popularity vote. So basically, how many of your friends can you get to actually vote for you? Because there's actual money or hardware for you at stake. So I'm pretty sure that maybe a Horizon asked his German friends. Of course, it's just something that I could imagine. Of course, that wouldn't happen. You know, that's all fairness, as in they watched all 4 movies and then said, "Oh, Horizon got the best movie." But there could be some people who were just voting for their friend or something like that, which then, in my opinion, ruins the whole experience of having a frag movie contest. I mean, hey, I lost to a jump movie in a frag movie contest. What else to say? I mean, I really liked the movie of Samchun. I even talked to him for like half an hour about it, and we asked questions back and forth how he got that done and stuff like that. But in the end, yeah, it's a jump movie, so of course it's a little bit frustrating, or at least you could think that there might be something wrong, but, well, in the end, I really don't give a damn. It was probably the worst tournament or, well, contest or generally URT event that has been organized that I witnessed. Maybe closely followed by the ESL revive, but yeah, it's. I mean, we started end of March with the contest, which was like 3 months ago. Then it was supposed to take 1 month to then have immediately the results like 1 week later.
Yeah, 1 week or something, but that was also a little bit unrealistic in my opinion, because I mean, I was put on the jury. Biddle came up with the great idea to actually have people that were involved in the urban terror scene, and maybe also had some experience with editing and video making to all actually be part of the jury. So after that problem was solved, I was put on there. So maybe like 1 week in my calendar would not have fitted in, but like I was actually looking forward to actually helping out with making the contest and with actually having value. And by bringing like the people that actually put in a lot of work and made something that maybe, because as I also like pointed out when we were presenting this tournament the very first time, actually a lot of people like ignore the audio editing, and I would like with that I could then like help like highlight the ones that actually did bother doing something like that, like you did, Coaster, in yours. And so, but then when I was just like, the jury was pretty much just removed, neglected, and it was just a popularity vote, I was also just like completely not caring for that. And also, as KJT just points out in the chat, as just stupid as it is, I mean, you actually don't apparently need to register to vote on this thing. So
wait, you had to register to actually see the vote, but then you could simply change the IP or so to count multiple times. I thought at least this one step, that you actually had to create a count, that your vote is actually bounded to that account, so you can't vote twice, is rubbish. What?
I mean, I suppose the idea is anonymity, so that you don't actually save who has actually voted what. So with that, you keep confidentiality high.
Well, in the end, for example, we also store such data at Urban Zone, I think. But rather than, hey, he voted for
you should just
option 1, 2, 3, you just have a tick like he voted.
Yeah, that's all you need. But I'm just messing at this point, because I mean, on the other hand, though, the adversary would be able to actually just look at the data, and given that you know that this guy has actually voted, you would know why he voted. So there's still a problem now.
Yeah, well, in the end, you could, even to avoid that, you could just create 20 accounts or so and vote with each of them, because I don't think he has any IP limitations or something like that, geo-blocking or whatever. So, hey, welcome to Urban Terror, where all contests are well organized.
I mean,
see the mapping contest, like the one Pretzel forgot for like 6 months after he was like, okay, closed, now I'm gonna compile the voting list, and then 6 months later he came up with, oh yeah, I totally forgot, here's the straw poll, which was also quite hilarious, but
at least he's actually still like keeping it going and keeping it up to the standards, so I mean,
Yeah,
you can give all the shit to anyone for the time. I mean, the biggest problem I see with this one is not actually the time in this. It's more like all of the other stuff, or just the degrading of the quality, rather than actually the time. Like, taking 1 more month, I mean, this is still done voluntarily. Or at least, I mean, HD development actually put in money here, but still they're somewhat voluntarily doing it. But I mean, so the time is not really my biggest issue, but still just the quality of it.
The thing is, in the first place, why I signed up for the contest at all was I always try to create a movie. I have some attempts on my YouTube channel, which of course are private because I'm ashamed of them. But in the end, this contest was like, hey, we got a jury vote on it, so it won't be a popularity vote of the one who did it, because Tarquin signed up. I think if he made a movie, regardless of the quality, he would be up first, because he's one of the best movie makers of all time, at least in the Urban Terror series. But I took the contest kind of as a motivation, as in, hey, I want to get it done, or I want to get something done, polish it as much as possible, and then see how it does. So in the end, it was all about the fun. I think at some point, even here in the podcast, I said if I would win anything, I would probably donate it to Frozen Sand, because I don't really care about the money. For me, it's just some fun time. Well, luckily, I think I don't have to donate anything, because I didn't won anything. So
ouch. That's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, it was a fun experience. I didn't.
And that's something they can't take away from you.
Yeah, I didn't speak to Horizon about that, but even Pistol talked to me at some point, and we were briefly discussing this whole contest and how it's organized or so on. So there was also some development in terms of relationships with the other contestants. I think so. Yeah, in the end it was still fun, but of course it's always lame to wait for like 2 months for results that were supposed to be 1 week later published. So
yeah.
The whole thing can be criticized. In the end, I even talked to Sashka, who's organizing the event, and he was blaming everyone else, I would say. Like, hey, yeah, we had this guy in our team who wanted to do it, but then he disappeared, and I didn't even really want to do the cup or the contest. And then in the end, I said, okay, let's just do a public vote, and then I forgot about that at all, and now I'm here and doing and in the Urban Zone forums he also said, yeah, everyone is to blame, the organization, obviously HD Dev, but also the contestants. Then I'm asking, okay, 7 or 8 people signed up, so there are 4 or 3 people who didn't submit the frag movie, but you have to always calculate with it. But yet you want to put the blame on those 4 who met all the requirements. It's in my opinion, it's one of the worst organized events in Urban Terror history. At least, well, I don't know the pre 4.x era, but at least from 2007 on, which is now 10 years. It's really a shame. So let's hope, if there will be actually a second cup. Why do I always say cup and not contest?
If you're used to just saying cup tournament, I mean, just do that.
So if there will be a second edition, let's hope it's better organized, and basically hope that everything gets better.
I also just when you were saying that some of this, I also got reminded of one of the Devil's Advocate arguments I made. I think 1 month or 2 months ago. It's so long ago that this thing actually started or something. That this whole podcast, that the tournament was in a lot of ways. I mean, they also wanted to have this as a branding of their own. So which, yeah, it was together with the argument for actually having the tournament being postponed, or the ending of it postponed. So and with that, I was trying to put on the argument that, well, I mean, they would want to have more contestants with the 4 that actually didn't in the end bring in anything anyways, because, well, they want to have more on their name, and if they can get better videos out in the end, they will have better branding. And I mean, also, I mean, with that, I mean, a tournament, or now I'm doing the same thing, cause a cup, no, what? A contest, yes. A contest like this is actually really, really simple in the end. I mean, it is, I mean, you set it up, you ask people to do a video, you watch them all, and then you pick the best one, right? I mean, compared to the cups and tournaments, and this time I didn't say it wrong, compared to tournaments, you have way less of stuff actually to do. So the whole thing about you actually not wanting to do it in the first place, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to try for HD development to actually finish this whole tournament, or actually do it in the first place, because it's something really easy to try out. And there's, I mean, except for the prize money or prizes you have to give out, there's like nothing that actually is not worth it, because the amount of time you actually have to invest yourself is nothing compared to all the other tournaments you can do, or stuff you do. So yeah, well,
yeah. Also, if you want a video, you can watch my one, Maku Matata, because
So
that's actually right. Yeah, let's just, while we're going to discuss the next thing. I actually can't find it by just writing Maku Matata.
Oh, that sucks. You'll have to like type urban.
Oh, it's searching for Hakuna Matata. Search instead for this. Okay, so we are live. We have figured out that the internet now is working.
How long ago did it turn off?
No idea. No one wrote picnic, so I have no idea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can just look at the wonderful animation once again before we go back to this. So there we go. Oh yeah, by the way, we were also in the background while we were talking. Why not just look at the wonderful video by Maku? So you were saying the next thing that was on the list of the topics was the knockout, right? Yes. Knockout. There we go. Number 2. Yeah, I can't type. Well, I was the guy that was drunk. I think I'm excused. So, well, that is of course not what you're watching right now, but the knockout was also a thing that happened a little bit of time ago. And it actually had some really good finals in the very last game. And, I mean, I did watch that, but I didn't really watch the rest, so, but still. Very much worth watching, and of course, yeah, Marco, I do hope that you've...
They had a raid as well as 7 of 9 doing shoutcasting, and it was quite good. We haven't seen Raid shoutcast before, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
because I did watch it afterwards.
He does have a really good voice, and he also brings a lot of energy, so he's a great addition.
Yeah, it was the first map, Superman knockouts, which we haven't played before, and that was kind of fun because it was really hard though. Like I tried to like use sniper to start with. I think I actually tried to use the FRF1, but the range is so long that you still can't hit anything, even with like a zoom in.
But like with the FRF1, you are begging to not be able to get any kills. You need to get the headshot with that thing. Or am I missing something?
Yeah, well, yeah, unless the enemy's already taken damage.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. The reason I wanted to kill with it is because you can jump on those green arrows that send you flying across the map, and then if you zoom in, you still have no recoil. So
Oh, yeah, okay.
I didn't manage to get any kills like that because it's such long range that you just can't aim.
Damn. But I mean, still, the hat off for trying. Still, that's really cool that you did, and you still also did get through the first map of Superman. Actually, you didn't just get through that one; you got through.
Well, yeah. Like I had to change back to like an M4 because I was doing really badly with the FRF1. Like I was absolutely worried about getting eliminated.
Well, you didn't. You actually got all the way to the finals to then go up against Nex and Rocket. And that was actually really, really intense between you.
Yeah, so the map before, we had the same top 3 players, and then Rival came 4th again. So like it was at the end, it was very similar to the first knockout.
But also on the very last map, it was pretty much like for all 8 minutes, or at least, I mean, Rocket did get a little bit ahead very early, but still, you pretty much catch.
I think Rocket was on like 12, and me and Nexus were on like 6. I think that's like the worst it was.
Right now here, Rocket is on like 14, and you and Nex are both trying at going around the 7s. But
yeah.
So, but still, you were very much later than where the podcast actually is seeing right now.
Also, Nexus got like 3 or 4 curb stomps. I'm pretty sure he curb stomps me like 3 times.
I think I can remember at least 2 of them. Yeah, they were actually really cool.
Yeah, like it just out of nowhere, someone lands on my head, and I just never saw it coming. Because I'm never looking right above me. I'm looking.
Why should you? Who expects someone actually trying to curb stomp you? No one does. No one. Nevertheless, I just really want to also highlight that despite you just barely not being able to win, like Rocket got away with like 2 kills in the end, you, for the last like 3 or 4 minutes, you were just neck to neck with Rocket.
Yeah, he won by 1 kill in the end, and because I think I got a kill like right on like the last second, but that wasn't enough.
I mean, I think you were like tied even like 10 seconds before the deadline, and or before the timer hit, and just Rocket would then just get 2 kills.
If I'd managed to get like 1 more kill, I had fewer deaths, and that would have put me on top. But yeah, bad luck. Yeah,
but well, you fought hard, and you certainly did bring on a really good show, and for that, I think everyone is really thankful.
Yeah, I like how before that, so like on a lot of the other maps, I managed to, like, I think, like, there were a few maps where I was first, but I was either tied with Rocket and had fewer deaths, or I had 1 more kill than him. So like every map, most of the maps, we were both like neck and neck, and then it was exactly the same on the final.
So it pretty much was just you two already competing from the start, really.
Oh, except for Tahunga, I just owned everyone on Tahunga. I won't make it sound close because I was so good on Tahunga. It was insane.
So what you're saying is I have to find Tahunga here. There we go.
Dude, everywhere I looked, wherever I put my crosshair, it's like, oh, there's an enemy there, and like, it was so good.
So hopefully then there's going to be a few more knockouts. Oh, interesting. Tahunga is different on 3-4.
It was like... Tahunga B10.
Oh, that's why. Actually, one thing now I'm just going to like go off track. But why is it actually that we still play with Beta 8 and not Beta 10?
Because we prefer Beta 8.
But why? That is then my question.
Beta 10 was added later on and has different layout for the whole middle part and so on. And,
but it doesn't improve it, but it actually is like worse?
It's just a different version, and people always preferred the B8 version.
Yeah,
than
I wouldn't
the
say if
B10s.
it's better or worse. It's just different.
So it's a different
exactly.
flow
It's the
than
same
people
as
don't
like you
really
have
like.
two maps that are incredibly similar. You're not going to play both of them. You'll just pick one.
Oh yeah, and just the flow in the middle is just a little bit different, and something that people would favor in the Beta 8 version.
Yeah.
Something like that. Cool. Good. Just wanted to know, actually. Sorry for going off track there. But, so... Finally, also... I mean, we haven't actually had a stream of it yet. But, this... what is it called? This Sunday... There we go. My brain somewhat works. We had also the finals in Team Survivor. And, well, with the 23rd season now, then with that wrapped up here, the 11th of June, here at 21, we had Essence going up against HD Development in the very finals, and, well, also Essence ending up on top. Spoiler alert, of course. Maybe I should actually have said that before anything else. But, well, it hasn't been shoutcasted yet. Should hopefully be done so. It has been recorded, certainly.
There is a demo, at least. I don't know if it's been uploaded anywhere, but it should
Maybe
be possible for a shoutcast.
Blade was so very nice to just go in and actually take over and do the recording, as 7 of 9 wasn't available. So with that, 7 of 9 should at some point find the demo when he has contacted Blade. And then, well, we will see it shortcast in all its glory. Maybe also someone else can maybe help out us with it or something like that. I don't know. But nevertheless, it does also look like a very interesting game, certainly. Casa certainly did look really, really cool. Because, I mean, it started out with a 10 to 10 before going into overtime.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but so all I can say is how it felt when I was playing it, and
of course.
I remember playing really badly, and I mean, I was confident we were going to win because I just expected to win, but I was playing rubbish because we hadn't practiced, so at least I assume that's why I was rubbish.
But I mean,
so to me, it's like play through it, just barely stay like on a 1-1 ratio, barely, and then we just win because someone else on the team played well. Like I didn't watch the game, so I can't analyze it. It's just I played not too badly, but it wasn't good, and someone else on the team managed to make us do better than the other team did. Probably Exotic on Casa. I think Exotic, or I don't know who else did well.
Shane also did better than you.
Shane. Yeah, I think Shane and Exotic were both good. I think Tahunga KJT was good as well, but
yeah.
So I was bad on both. Well, I was average on Casa, but
yeah, KGG probably just needed to like warm up before anything else. Because I mean, you did also say that you pretty much just went in cold, right? So
yeah, I don't know how the other team did as well. Like how much practice they've been doing in the last week or two. But it was definitely a close game, but it didn't feel like I was playing well. so it shouldn't have been close, but it was.
Well, I mean, as long as you always get the rounds in, and even if you you had a 13 to 15, so it wasn't like you were just doing nothing. But I mean, what position were you playing anyways?
I play main gate.
Well, I mean, you're not really.
Yeah,
you're going to be pretty much the entry fragger then anyway, so you shouldn't be getting most kills.
It depends. That's not really how we play it though.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I was 13-15 the first 20 minutes, and then we had 10 more minutes. But well, I was like +2 in the end, so I ended up even on Casa.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. But still, yeah. Nevertheless, I mean, even if you didn't do well, I mean, I don't think it's just Exotic and Shane carrying here on Casa. I mean, Yeah, sure, you can say that it would of course be better if everyone did positively in the ratio, but I mean, some positions just lend themselves to actually getting the kills more than other positions. It's usually also maybe sometimes the ones that actually get more deaths because they end up actually being more just trading or just risky positions, but still.
That's how Exotic plays, to be honest. he'll get the most kills and the most deaths a lot of the time.
So, Castle with that, all in all, 17-13 in favor of Essence, and then to Hunger 19-17. So that one was also really close.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we started off behind as well on to Hunger.
So pretty much what we all have to look forward to is just whenever 7 of 9 gets that demo and a free evening to shoutcast that with a good glass of water. Because that sounds to be something that should be really, really cool and really, really good. So
yeah, I just didn't feel in control of either of these games. Like, I just died too much and then didn't really get anything out of, like, I didn't have as much impact as I wanted.
Well, yeah, that's also a little bit frustrating.
But I mean, so
yeah, I mean, it didn't like influence your play?
Did good enough.
Yeah, yeah, that is something that we probably can all agree on here. You did.
Yeah,
you as a whole
win
team
is a
did
win,
well enough.
and it's also NMB losing.
And for the fact that you all went in cold and hadn't actually practiced for a whole week because it was postponed by a week, I think that is certainly a result that is you can be proud of. So, I mean, except if there's any other closing words, I'm just going to say thank you all here for staying with us, and also thank you Ghoster again for joining us in.
Yeah, no problem.
Wonderful input.
Thanks for having me.
And Maku, you of course also too. And just again, thank you for just playing here at the high level and also giving us these good games, even if you didn't feel like you did that very well in the finals. In my opinion, you're still my hero. So.
Not mine.
Damn. I think
there's a few more matches still in the other game modes. Hopefully they can be streamed live.
The Capture the Flag finals, right? When is that actually? Now that you just say it, that's the 21st. So this Sunday, Orcs is going up against Ginger Engineers. No, wait, that is played.
What? Wait, Ginger Engineers.
Whoa, I'm looking at the wrong competition. If you go on the competition, and then you just choose the league, it doesn't go to the one that is actually the latest. Let's actually go, instead of season 29, going into season 30, and then we actually have Essence against HD Development. Yes, it is the Capture the Flag League. Cool. I'm not being... What? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I won't be playing that. Actually, I guess I could do GTV then. I can do... Yeah, I probably can. If no one's there to do GTV or Shoutcast, I can do GTV as that, because I don't play CTF with Essence.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. So, I mean, is it going to be the 18th? So that'll be Saturday at 21.
Maybe that's the default time. So.
Oh well, then probably we should get going with like getting it scheduled or something. But well, at some point it will be played within the near future, hopefully. And HD Development might get their revenge here after the Team Survivor League. Well, we will see. And so, still, thank you all for watching. The VODs will, as always, be relatively up quickly on YouTube, and with an MP3 version on Dropbox for you to download and listen to us on the go, should you actually want to torture yourself while on the bus or the train. So, still, again, thank you Ghoster and Maku here for joining us. Any closing comments? Except for you just loving us all.
I love you.
Yeah. So with that, I think we can't really end it better than that. So with those just sharing of love and all of the romance going around, we just need a little bit of a room for ourselves. Okay, I'm just going good. No, good evening.